talk about Java's inheritance family tree. We're going to break down how classes can pass down traits, kind of like in a real family. So let's just jump right in with a question that pretty much every Java dev asks at some point. Can one class inherit from multiple levels? You know, like a grandparent, parent, child setup? Or can a class even have more than one parent? Let's dig in. Well, the answer is yes, but with some really important catches. Java is super powerful with inheritance, but it puts its foot down on certain types. And honestly, knowing what's not allowed is just as crucial as knowing what is.
So by the end of this, you're going to have a crystal clear understanding of the three main ways to do inheritance in Java. We'll look at the simplest form, how to build a chain, how to branch out, and we'll also tackle that one type that Java just flat out forbids with classes.
Okay, let's start with the absolute basics, the foundation of it all. We're talking about one-to-one, or single inheritance. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a straightforward parent-child relationship where one class, the subclass, gets its features from exactly one other class, the superclass. Let's make this real with some code. So we've got a basic animal class, and it has a method called eat. Then we create a dog class. See that extends keyword? That's the magic right there. It tells Java, hey, dog is a type of animal. So now our dog can do its own thing, like bark, but it also automatically knows how to eat. And this diagram just sums it up perfectly. It's a simple, direct line. Class A is the parent, and it passes its traits down to Class B. Super simple, super powerful. It's the building block for everything else. All right, so if that's the basic building block, what happens if we want to extend that idea further? Can we create, like, a whole family lineage? You bet we can. And that's called multi-level inheritance. Think of it exactly like a family tree. You've got a grandparent, a parent that inherits from the grandparent, and then a child that inherits from the parent. It's a chain reaction. So let's build on our example. We still have animal, and dog still extends animal. But now let's add a puppy class that extends dog. We've just created a clear chain of inheritance. So here's the cool part. A puppy object can now do three things. It can weep, which is its own special method. It can bark, which it gets from its parent, dog, and it can eat, which it gets from its grandparent, animal. See how we're passing traits down through the generations? It's a really great way to get more and more specific. Okay, so we've seen we can go deeper in a chain, but what about going wider? Can multiple classes inherit from the very same parent? What if we wanted a cat class that's also an animal? Absolutely, and that brings us to our third type, hierarchical inheritance. This is all about branching out. So with this one, you have a single parent class, a superclass, and then two or more child classes inherit directly from it. It's like siblings sharing the same parent. Check out the code. We have our animal class, but this time both dog and cat extend animal. They both get the eat method for free, but then dog gets its own bark method and cat gets its own meow method. They share a foundation, but have their own unique skills. And this structure is incredibly useful for reusing code. You put all the common stuff in the animal class once, and then all your animal subclasses get to use it. It keeps everything so much cleaner and easier to manage. Okay, so we've gone deep, we've gone wide, which leads to the big one, the multiple parent myth. Can a single class inherit from multiple parents? Can we have a Class C that gets traits from both Class A and Class B? And the answer to that is a hard no. In Java, this is not allowed. If you try to write something like Class C extends A, comma B, nope. You're going to get a compiler error. It's just not a thing with classes in Java. And this image really drives the point home. On the left, you see the hierarchical structure we just talked about. One parent, multiple kids. Totally fine. But on the right, that multiple inheritance structure, one kid, multiple parents, that is a no-go in Java when you're dealing with classes. Now, this wasn't an accident. The folks who created Java did this on purpose. They made a specific choice to keep the language simpler and to avoid a whole bunch of potential headaches. The main headache they wanted to avoid is something famously called the diamond problem. Imagine if Class A and Class B both had a method with the same name. If your new Class C inherits from both of them, which method should it use? The one from A or the one from B? It gets really ambiguous really fast, so Java just sidesteps the whole issue by not allowing it. Okay, time for a quick micro challenge to make sure this all sinks in.
Go ahead and pause this explainer for a sec. Try to create a new class called bird. Make it inherit from our animal class, and then give it its own unique method. Maybe something like fly. So let's wrap this all up with a quick cheat sheet. Single inheritance? One parent, one child? Yes. Multi-level? Like a family chain? Yep. Hierarchical? One parent with multiple kids? Absolutely. But multiple inheritance, where one child tries to have multiple parents? That's a big no for classes in Java. All right, so now you know the rules of the road for how classes can inherit from each other. But that brings up another question, right? What happens if a child class inherits a behavior but wants to, change it, do its own version? Well, that's a whole other topic called method overriding, and that's exactly what we're going to dive into in our next explainer.